it's Alicia from Natura Pacific. We're filming for Cairns Regional Council and First by Forever initiative. Today we will be talking about composting and some of the compost critters you will find in your compost bin and in your worm farm. What kinds of compost critters do you think we will see? These are some of the compost critters that you might see in your compost bin or your worm farm. You might recognise these worms, these wriggly worms. You know, I know a song about a worm named Wiggly Woo. Is your garden ready? Is your Wiggly Woo ready? And this is how it goes. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden, and all that he can do is wiggle along and wiggle around, wiggle himself back under the ground. There's a worm at the bottom of my garden, and his name is Wiggly Woo. Bacteria is all around us. Bacteria is teeny and tiny. Bacteria is an animal, and it's very small, but it plays a very big part in breaking down the compost in your bin or your worm farm. There's beetles and ants, fungi and centipedes and scorpions in your compost bin and in your worm farm. So here we have a compost bin. This is what it looks like inside the compost bin. This is a worm farm here. You might have a square one like this, or you might have a round one like this. I've got one like this. I like to think of these different levels of the worm farm as different rooms in the house. There's the roof, right up top. This is the kitchen. That's where the food scraps go. This is the bedroom. This is where they sleep after they've had a feed. This is where all their poo is. Their poo also drips down into the toilet. This is where their wee is. So worm poo and worm wee, I like to call it worm wee tea. It's very good for the garden. It helps plants grow big and strong. So what can you put in your compost bin or your worm farm? You need to put natural foods that break down. Foods like fruit and vegetables. There's a really big word for breaks down. It's biodegradable. That means these natural foods can break down. They are eaten by the worms and all of those other compost critters. There are some things that the compost critters cannot eat though. Let's have a look. Let's talk about that. Can you think of any things that worms can't eat? Do you think they like ice cream? Do you think they like McDonald's? No, they don't like those things. Worms don't like bread. They don't like chili. Oh, that's a bit too hot. They don't like cheese or onion. They don't like oranges or lemons. We call these fruits citrus. They don't like pineapple. They don't like garlic. They don't like meat or bones. They're a little bit fussy actually. Just natural fruit and vegetable scraps and unprocessed foods. No bread, no McDonald's, no ice cream. Ew, here we've got some wriggly worms. But they've got a very important job to do. Remember, they're great recyclers. They eat all of our fruit and our veggie scraps. So make sure you put them in your compost bin or your worm farm to feed your worms so they grow healthy and strong, and then you can use their poo and their wee to put on your plants so your plants grow healthy and strong. Sounds like great recycling to me. So today's activity is compost bottles. You can do this activity with us. If you want to go and get some things ready, make sure your teacher or your parent helps you. you'll need an empty soft drink bottle, a nice clear one so you can see what's going on inside. Here's one that we prepared earlier. You can see the different layers here. We've got soil, we've got paper, we've got food scraps, we've got twigs, and the last ingredient is water. See how I've made a hinge out of my compost bottle so I can put the ingredients in and then close it up and then still use the lid on top to put a little bit of water in. And over a few weeks, you'll see all of these natural things break down. Remember that big word I taught you? Biodegradable? All of these things break down because they're biodegradable. And then once they're all broken down, you will get some compost just like this. Here's some we prepared earlier. This is great for the garden. It will help your garden grow healthy and strong. Got one more thing to show you. Some worm wee tea. This is what comes from the tap on your worm farm. You need to make sure you put some water with it so it doesn't burn your plants. Just put some in your watering can and then top it up with some water as well. This will help your plants grow healthy and strong too. Thanks so much for joining us today. We hope you had fun and we hope you learnt something too. So thank you from us here at Natura Pacific, Cairns Regional Council and First 5 Forever Initiative. Thank you. See you next time.